Hey teachers, in this video, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some changes your students may have seen in their Canvas assignments. We have turned on a feature preview called Assignment Enhancements. And when you turn that on, we actually have the ability to lock it, but we have not done so. So if you see this and you don't like it, then you have the ability within your course to go in and turn it off. It won't affect any current assignments or any future assignments that you have. The only difference is that it's going to change the student interface. So let's first of all look at the two versions of the assignments, and I'm going to switch over here to my students. You'll notice here this is the new assignments, and what this does is it shows you the feedback. It is focused on feedback that you have given to your student. And you'll notice here that we can also view the number of attempts and what happens with each attempt. Okay, so for instance, if you've given a student multiple tries to turn something in and you've got this rubric attached to it, then the students are going to see what they got each attempt. The next thing is you have your comments right over here. Whenever a new comment is present, that's going to fly in from the right-hand side here and be visible. You'll also see a blue dot, which appears on this button. And then as we scroll down the page, you notice here that you're going to see the rubric. If I go back up here to attempt 7, I do believe that this one has been marked. So once again, the feedback is front and center. As we scroll down to the bottom of the page, we actually see the submission. And in this particular case, the students have submitted a Google Doc. And of course, the students can see any comments that you leave in the Google Doc. So in this case, the feedback is front and center. If you compare this to the old version, you will notice that when let me do something right quick. I'm going to switch this class back over to the original. And by the way, if you do want to make this switch, you just go over here to settings, and then we go over here to feature options, and then we can turn it off. And so in this case, I'm going to turn it off. Now I'm going to go back over and let's take a look at the submission details for this student. And you'll notice here that the feedback is not present. If I want to show the rubric, I've got to actually click up here, and then it pulls it out, and it doesn't even give me really kind of a whole screen view of it. And if I want the rubric to go away, I just click right there on the X. The comments are visible here, but you don't see the comments as they're associated with each submission. And quite frankly, you're not even going to see the multiple submissions of the project. You only see the latest submission there. So anyway, I encourage you, if you are interested in your students spending more time on the feedback and less time looking at the overall grade, the new assignments is the way to go. So I'm going to jump back over to go to resubmit the assignment on the old, and then we'll actually take a look at the difference in the interface of the assignment submissions. So you'll notice here that in the assignment submission, everything is up here at the top. How you submit the assignment is actually before the rubric. So if you want your students to actually look the rubric over and make sure that their stuff actually is going to, be of quality work, then you may not want them submitting the work first. Um, the the Google Drive or the LTIs are easier to find in this interface. However, let's go over here and let's take a look at the other interface, and we'll go ahead and click on New Attempt. And I do need to go back over and turn this back on. Let's go ahead and hit Enabled. And now we'll go ahead and we'll click on New Attempt. So let's take a look at the attempts here. First of all, we can actually see the other attempts that we've made. I can go down here to the bottom and it asks me to enter the web URL. I may want to go ahead and edit this particular assignment. So if I go up here to my history, I'm going to go to a new assignment test, which is here. Then I can go ahead and edit that assignment. And I am actually going to create a file upload there. So we'll go ahead and click on save. There we go. Now let's do a refresh here and let's see what we have available to us. There we go. So now as I slip down the page, you'll notice that I have web URL, I have an upload, a file upload, or if I click more here, now I have those LTIs available. So these are hidden. I honestly wish they were out here, but that's not the way that Canvas has chosen to do it. But anyway, this is something that I'm going to send to students in a separate video. And what I'm going to do here is to click on Google Apps, and I'll just go ahead and pick a file to submit. In this particular case, I'll just pick this copy of the syllabus here. I'm going to click on select, and then I've actually got to click on link. Okay, and this is actually going to put in the full Google document in an iframe, and then I've got to go down here and click on submit assignment. Now that that assignment is submitted, then it's going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and come back over here and click on speed grader, and let's take a look at what that assignment looks like. You'll notice that the grading here is actually is pretty much the same. There's no difference. You'll see some of these differences over here because I have Tamper Monkey enabled, and I have a few extra options. But you'll notice over here that I can still go over, view the rubric, and make additional marks here. Let me just give him an improvement in each of these areas, and then we'll go ahead and click on save. All right, so now we've saved that. We'll go ahead and we'll add another comment here. We'll type in this is a new comment. All right, and then I'm going to click on submit that comment. So now I'm the student, and I'm going to go back over here, and we're going to take a look at the student's latest attempt. So I'm going to hit refresh. Notice that the feedback now pops out here on the side, and notice that the work itself is not here. It's actually going to be down here, or it's actually going to be down all the way at the bottom. And the rubric, though, is going to take front and center. And that's really what a lot of teachers have been looking for, is this idea of prioritizing the feedback over the grade. And that's something that new assignment, or the assignment enhancements, does very well. Once again, I'm going to be sending a video to students showing them how to access this. It's not really that much of a material change. It is a cosmetic change, and students will need to adjust that workflow slightly. But the functionality is all there, and it shouldn't be much of a change for students. If you want to turn this off, once again, you can go in here to your course settings, and I'm going to go over to, in my course navigation menu, scroll down here to settings, go over to feature options, and then if you want to turn that off, you can just go ahead and click disabled, and that'll put everything back in the old method. And like I said, it doesn't affect any future assignments, and it does not affect any current or past assignments. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, please feel free to email me, jbar@ccsk12.com, or come by and see me in the Learning Commons, radio me, do whatever you need to do in order to implement or to remove any of these features. Thank you very much for watching.